Hey guys, and welcome to a legendary scrap of one of the closest games you're likely to see. I'm a Rubber Duck War, but today we're watching the mighty forces of Llama representing Sons of the Mountain taking on Arise to certainly a very talented tournament player. They're going to be excited to see how this Bloodletter MINOTAUR rush takes down the grand Cathay box build, or will it simply be shot to pieces? Only time will tell. For his main battle line, he has a mixture of halberds, basic warriors, and bloodletters. They're going to be dotted all the way along here, looking as vicious and glorious as ever. On the far left-hand side, we have the Hellforged Host, Regiment of Renowned Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne. Fantastic utility unit all round, big fan of them. And we've got some Chaos Warhounds as well, whipping it around the side. We do have a double Blood Reaper, going to be trying to mitigate some of the magical damage of Grand Cathay, and a Herald of Khorne leading the charge. For the forces of Grand Cathay themselves, we do have a Fire Rain Rocket unleashing hell upon the enemy, and a big wall of Jade Warriors and Peasant Longspearmen holding down the rear of the box. In the center, we have Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen, who've already started to open up fire, and some Iron Hell Gunners as well. We also have Iron Hell Gunners leading the front there. We've got a single Terracotta Sentinel, a Fire Rain Rocket, and Miao Ying, but the battle is already well and truly underway. Chaos Warriors are raising their shields, trying to take the deadly salvo of shrapnel being launched at their body at high velocity speeds, and they're not enjoying this whatsoever, and boy oh boy, the Bloodletters get rinsed! Very susceptible to missile pressure in general. Mixture of Fire Rain Rocket and Crossbowman is going to kill the unit. It's barely going to be able to reach the front line. Are they even going to get a single swing in? It doesn't look like it. They die before they even make it to the front line. Good start here from Cathay. I love this play of the Iron Hell Gunners moving forward to obliterate the enemy, then pulling back into the safety of the box once more. They really want to start focusing down these Minotaurs. They're going to be a target they're going to quite comfortably hit. They do stand relatively tall above the front line, but the Minotaurs ramrod directly through the front, bull charged into the back. Instantly take offline one of the Iron Hell Gunners and can move up to the Celestial Dragon Crossbowman. Chaos Warhounds do float around the back, looking for a way in. We also have Halberds looking to go toe-to-toe and wrap around the box, which is certainly a good play. Miao Ying has transformed into the dragon up in the sky. Looks like the Hellforged Hosts were kept in deep reserve until the enemy range contingent was otherwise engaged. In the front line, it's very close. Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen and Iron Hell Gunners are fighting and shooting in all different directions. Chaos Warriors are slowly beating their way through the Jade Warriors in the front here. Bloodletters will have a really good time up against Jade Warriors as well. It's a very hotly contested game at the moment. The box is holding for now, but barely. Particularly on this left-hand side, you can see the Jade Warriors are about to break. In the back line, the Minotaurs have been shut down. They were used as a vicious ramrodding kind of unit here. They did a lot of good harass there, pushing their way through into the back. Only 37 kills on them though, so they're not going to be paying for themselves. They have now dragged double Peasant Longspearmen, Terracotta Sentinel, and Miao Ying all out of position, which is absolutely lovely stuff for the Khorne player. He now can get his hounds on top of the Iron Hell Gunners, and the Bloodletters are pushing more and more into the back line of the enemy. You can see the Hellforged Hosts have the Horn of Khorne popped on them now, and they are wrecking balls. 81 melee attack. They're decapitating multiple spearmen per swing of their mighty Hellforged blades, and the Terracotta Sentinel won't be able to stand for too long. He's very mighty, but those weapons really do have some crazy damage on them. In the front here, Jade Warriors are being forced back by Bloodletters. Looks like the Blood Reapers are helping out considerably. Jade Warriors starting to go down. They're also pushing into the back. There's still those Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen alive on this flank. The other unit is being chased away by the Hellforged Host, which is really good play by the Khorne player. Keep pushing. Don't stand and fight the Terracotta. Jump on top of the Dragon Crossbowmen and hunt them down. Honestly, at this point, the Crossbowmen should probably turn and fight and allow the Terracotta to catch up and then try and disengage once more. Iron Hell Gunners are doing some lovely rear shots into the Chaos Warriors, getting shrapnel shot right up their rear end. Not something you want to be doing on a Monday morning. And yeah, they're not having a good day whatsoever. They're actually going to lose to Peasant Longspearmen because of this, which is rather embarrassing indeed. Looks like Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen are also getting in there and raining shots down on this unit. Miao Ying is going toe-to-toe with the Herald of Khorne. There's a lot of infantry support nearby, though, plus the Blood Reaper. They will actually be able to take down Miao Ying relatively swiftly. It looks like the Chaos Warhounds have forced off the Jade Warriors. Now probably want to move over and jump on the Fire Rain Rockets, and they're going to do just that as they bound eagerly and hungrily across the battlefield to shut down this artillery crew and feast upon their bones. Herald of Khorne is just being shoved around. He's trying to get out of the way of Miao Ying. She's like, no, you're mine. Dragging him further and further away from his reinforcements and allies. That is really cruel, Miao Ying. Really cruel indeed. Iron Hell Gunners are shooting into the flanks of the Chaos Warriors of Khorne as they chase off the Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen. Really lovely late game management so far by Grand Cathay, must be said. Peasant Longswordmen are carving their way through halberds. More infantry are pushing up. Iron Hell Gunners could be crucial to victory. Peasant Longswordmen are dueling at the mighty Blood Reapers, though there is a Bloodletter unit on arrival as they charge uphill, looking to hack and cleave their way into the enemy, and they do that with very good efficiency. They're quite nasty creatures indeed, and their attitude suits this kind of butchery. It looks like Warhounds are going to shut down the Iron Hell Gunners. They've done a pretty solid job, it must be said. It looks like the unit got just shy of 1,000 gold value there before they do get feasted upon by the Chaos Warhounds themselves. It looks like the crossbowmen have been saved by the Terracotta Sentinel, which is good to see. He's been quite a menace, though he's not gone into too much action so far. And the Herald of Khorne's looking really weak right now. He is very, very beat up. However, he's got the Relentless Rage on top of him, making him unbreakable. Plus Deadly Onslaught and Locust of Wrath going down. He can do a bucket ton of damage. Will the Relentless Rage keep him in the fight long enough to dispatch Miao Ying? He is so low HP-wise, and it looks like he was able to endure there just about. And with the combination of Blood Reaper as well as Herald of Khorne, Miao Ying looks certain to die. She gets one last salvo as the Hounds of Dragons reach up and drag her and her enemies down to a murky, dragonous grave. Seems like the Herald of Khorne was actually able to survive just about. Terracotta Sentinel, though, comes in and just steps on him. I think he was already dead, though. It looks like the crossbowmen were able to avenge their liege lady. We do have the Hellforge host now on a hot pursuit, trying to shut down the Celestial Dragon crossbowmen, and the Warhounds actually break. Now, the Fire Rain Rocket, I'm not expecting that to get back on its artillery piece or anything crazy and get back into the fight, but hey, at least it's not dead. That's going to help balance the power quite a bit. Balance power currently is favoured in Cathay's favour quite heavily there. The Celestial Dragon crossbowmen are being shut down now by the Blood Reaper, who's quite easy going to be able to start poking these guys up the bum, decapitating troops and sending them flying. Quite a few of them landing on their asses there. But all of them will get back up, and the Terracotta Sentinel is on hot pursuit. Likewise is, however, the Hellforge host. Elsewhere in the battle, it looks like we've got another pocket of strength for Khorne. We have the other Blood Reaper, plus the Bloodletters and Halberdiers over here, finishing off some remaining Cathay resistance. Really cool to see the Blood Reapers actually perform really well so far today. And no Blood Reaper, maybe there's something to it. I really do like the coverage it gives you against the nasty talons which Miao Ying brings, because it's such a big problem for an infantry-heavy faction such as Khorne here. Hellforge hosts are going to push in. They're going to lovely rear attack onto the Celestial Dragon crossbowmen. Going to hack and slice them to pieces. They continue to push through, just ignoring the Terracotta Sentinel for now. Get round here and cut these boys to pieces. That's certainly the way to do it. Shatter this unit, then turn and fight the Terracotta, because mixed amongst the Hellforge, that Blood Reaper is going to do a lot of butchering work to the Terracotta himself. There is a bit of pocket resistance. We have some Spearmen and Jade Warriors trying to get back, but in the distance there's also a lot more Khorne forces coming. Balance power is still Grand Cathay favoured, though, and that is because the Terracotta Sentinel is so healthy. But if it's not able to fight amongst its own infantry, he could indeed be in quite a lot of problem. Hellforge host looking to shatter the Celestial Dragon Guard, and that's just what they do. Can now turn and engage the Terracotta Sentinel, who's standing amongst a sea of carnage. Can he hold? Look at that glorious backdrop of like the clouds and so forth on this epic final duel, and the Hellforge host with a Horn of Khorne popped on them. 81 melee attack against only 36 melee defense of the Terracotta are really going to start piling on the pressure relatively quickly here. A load more infantry is coming back for both sides. We have the Blood Reaper just fuming in the distance. Bloodletters and Halberdiers are on the warpath here. However, it looks like it's up to the Hellforge host, at least for now, alongside this Blood Reaper. And they did get a big boon there, up to so far 280 kills. Jesus, these guys are so powerful. 2,139 gold value to boot. And they're actually going to push through and engage the unit of Peasant Longswordmen as close as possible to their nearby allies, hoping to get them involved where they can. We do get the Locust go down, and that spell resistance, of course, not going to be useful at the moment. There are no more spells left on the battlefield, but it looks cool anyway. It gives them a more intimidating feel to their banners, and that's got to count for something. In fact, it looks like it does. The Peasant Longswordmen flee before the might of Khorne, and Band's power for the first time in a very, very long time does go in favour of Khorne here. However, the Hellforge host are looking really beat up. We still have reinforcements on arrival. Terracotta Sentinel stands, but can he stand for long? Jade Warriors are routing and fleeing. He does go for a bit of a stamp and treads on one of the Hellforge hosts, who have been phenomenal today. Such a good unit all around. A massive boon, I think, for the forces of Khorne to get this unit on their roster. Double Blood Reapers are going to do quite a lot of damage, particularly this one on the right, who currently has 450 weapon strength, being buffed up by the fact he's got so many kills already. And the Hellforged hosts likewise have pretty decent weapon strength for 53 and 57 melee attack. I don't think the Terracotta Sentinel stands much chance. Now, he's trying to focus down the weaker of the Blood Reapers. Certainly a good idea. He's going to clatter into some Bloodletters as well on approach. But it looks like he simply isn't going to be able to muster enough strength. I don't think so, at least. There are Jade Warriors nearby who could come in, but this is a really nasty surround. We also have the anti-large of the Halberds in the mix. There's still 54 models here. That is still half the unit's damage output, despite, or just over in fact, despite the fact they only have 1,109 HP. That doesn't matter as long as they can kill their enemy. The Terracotta Sentinel might do this though. He has beat back the Bloodlet as a Horn of Khorne goes down. Now that's nasty, nasty stuff. Giving big boons to all the infantry here. Hellforged host barely clinging on. Not much HP on those bad boys, but with the Horn of Khorne going down. Oh my god, that guy went flying. With the Horn of Khorne going down, they want to stick in combat. They got so much damage output still. Jade Warriors going to be doing a rear attack. Likewise with the Peasant Longsword, and maybe a turning of the tides here. The Blood Reapers are both wavering. It looks like the Bloodletters are disappearing. Hellforged host barely holding on for dear life, and the Halberds also look like they may indeed go down. The Peasant Longsword just need to hold a little while longer, lads. Some big hits though then do go down on the Terracotta Sentinel, and all of a sudden the force of Grand Cathay shatter and break. Khorne barely clinging on to victory. Bloody Swords was their name, and bloody swords they shall have. That was an insanely close game. Very well played to Rice, as well as the Mighty Llama, who was the one who sent this in here. Really awesome stuff. I really enjoyed that game. That was a fantastic one. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. The Hellforged host, 2.6k value, 1.2k and 1.1k on the Blood Reapers as well, and 1.8 on the Lord. Certainly did a decent job. Now, Ying, though, 2,200 value, 1.3 on the Terracotta, and the range contingent paying a shift. 1.7k on Dragon Crossbowman, as well as 1,000 on the Fire Rain Rocket is pretty impressive. Iron Hell Gunners, not too shabby either. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, feel free to leave a big fat thumbs up underneath the video, as well as commenting on what you thought of the battle. And if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with the channel. It also helps support us massively, and you know, helps us pushing towards that 10,000 subscriber mark, which is relatively close. There's also a load of links down below to Twitch, where I do occasional extra streams. Patreon as well, which helps support the channel. Massive shout out to all the Patreons and members on the channel. They're the ones who keep the channel going. There's also a link down below to my Discord. That's where you can submit replays, get involved in live streams and tournaments and that kind of good stuff, and just chill out with a load of awesome people. So until next time, guys, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.